Man, I'm sitting here with one of the Bay slash LA's greatest, man. I remember I seen her outside the club. She couldn't get in, and she got
Wow.
mad and left. But she's here now, so we
Yeah, what's
solid.
up?
How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. How you doing, Angelo?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thank you for having me as well, brother.
Of course, man. Of course, man. I brought my guy Angelo today just because he's really good at what he does, and I know he's trying to get to his brand and himself to the next level. So it's like, man, if I could do anything to help you out, brother, like let's do it, man.
Absolutely, brother.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to co-host on there.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. But yeah, so the first thing I had y'all do right now was just write down 5 things you guys are grateful for, right?
Mhm.
And I got your list right here. And the first thing you wrote down was life, but and I was like, bro, that's hella blunt, but you were like, nah, like that's exactly what I mean. So
Yeah.
what did you mean by that?
I just feel like life itself, I feel like people overlook life and they are more focused on everything other than like the present moment. Like we're alive.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind
Facts.
of what I mean. It's like you guys got to appreciate the little things that life gives you, the struggles, everything. That's really what I meant.
Yeah.
It was hella blunt, but I'm like, like life. Like we're alive, we're breathing.
Yes, we're alive, and I think it's like you said, it's easy to overlook that. You know what I'm saying? Like we have so many distractions, we have so many things. Like our minds are being stimulated at a rapid rate every single day. So it's like, yeah, I can see what you're saying. You could overthink your way into hella different shit. But yeah, man, what do you think about that, Angela? Like life, because I mean, I know we be getting deep sometimes, but your perspective on life is a little different, bro. So
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I think shoot. The fact that life is so precious, you know what I mean? Everybody's temporary. Nobody's here permanently. Things can happen like that shit you thought you had tomorrow to do. You feel me? And so like kind of like piggybacking off of what she had said, she said life, I put another day, right? Because that's really all you got. It's just today to go and pursue whatever the hell you wanted to pursue. You feel me? So just being grateful for that shit.
facts. So how do you live like that though? Because you're in that mindset like now. How do you still set yourself up for the future though? At the same time.
Well, I would be lying if I'm saying like I don't think about the future and overthink. I feel
Okay.
like that's why I'm such a big overthinker because I'm always like I want to be there right now. You know, like I want to be there. I'm wondering how my life will be in 5 years. So the reason why I put life was to like remind myself to come back to the present
I see.
and like calm myself down because I'm always like my mind is constantly going.
Right.
But I don't know. That is a good question because I just feel like having an idea and just taking it day by day will already set your future up correctly because you're not really going to get to where you want unless you're present and you're focusing on what you need to achieve now. You know what I'm saying? So
No, yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. And it's like those habits, right? That you're saying,
Yeah,
like
right.
it's your daily, the way you carry yourself, the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about everything else, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like everyone's always so worried about what's next. And I find myself doing that a lot. And I feel like that's why I wouldn't be appreciative until things were gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Why do you think people are appreciative or aren't appreciative until things are gone?
You get so comfortable. You get so used to everything that's constantly around you. And you just feel like it's always going to be there because it's almost like it's consistent until it's not. And then that's when people are like, okay, I need to change these habits. I need to change myself. I need to do this, and that. Instead of just, okay, like taking the time to tell people, oh, I love you, thank you, humble almost, being humble.
That's facts. I heard a quote today about something about humbleness. I think it was Drake, man. Shout out Drake. He said awareness over humbleness. What do y'all think about that?
I see what he's saying, but I don't know. I feel like you always need to have just a little bit of humbleness.
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not saying don't pop
definitely,
it sometimes.
definitely,
Like, if you choose
I
to
know
do
what you're
it.
saying. Yeah.
But I think maybe he meant awareness, like still being aware of where you come from, still being aware of the challenges. Nothing's easy, no matter how successful you are.
Facts. And honestly, I took that as like, I'd rather be aware because like Nipsey Hussle, he says it like never let a hard time humble us, right? And I think, the way in my opinion, the way he's kind of meant it was like, like, I'm not going to let that hard time like drop us down or whatever. So I think Drake, in my sense, the way I got it, and that's the beautiful thing about music and art is like it's how whatever you get from it. It's like, nah, I'd rather know the situation than be like super humble and just like stay where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's so much out there that we just don't know that if we get a piece of, you never know what that could do to your life.
Right.
Absolutely, man. I think also like kind of piggybacking off that, like you said, awareness over humbleness, right? Kind of also like I think arguably Drake is one of the best artists in our generation type shit. And being aware, like, yo, I'm the motherfucking shit. And I'm setting the tone. And everybody follows after my lead type shit. You feel me? Just being aware of who the fuck you are.
Man, I love Angelo, bro. You can tell he's from the Bay Area just by the way. He's like you know, fucking me. You feel me? Like I love that, bro. I love culture. Like I really do. You know, it really gets me excited when I go to like a building and I see a Nipsey Hussle portrait or like somebody that, you know, has definitely impacted the community and like, and it's the community that, you know, no one really tries to impact, if you know what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's easy to like, you know, say things and like, but nah, he's like, and he has programs in the hood, like, you know, just trying to make it better because it's like, the way I see it is if we don't do it, who else is going to do it? Because they don't feel as passionate as we do about it.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and now we're speaking about upbringings. Like, what was your upbringing like? Where were you? Where are you from, bro? Where are you from?
Union City.
Okay, shout out Union City.
Shout out Union City. Yeah, I was from Union City. My mom was from San Francisco, and then my dad. So there's two parts of Union City. Okay. There's the one closer to like Hayward, Dakota. That's where my dad was from. But then we got a house closer to like Fremont, Newark, that other side.
Okay, so the nice side.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot nicer. I mean, Union City's not like a big.
Right, it's not a big city, right?
Yeah, it's not big at all, and it's not something you hear about. No one ever knows where Union City is. I'm like, oh, you know, it's kind of close to Hayward, kind of close to Fremont, 25 minutes from Oakland, like.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so you grew up there? Or that's where you grew up, around that area?
Yeah.
Cool, so like, what would you say your childhood was like, if you can even put like a word to it?
Well, I have a huge family. I have 4 siblings, 2 older sisters and 2 older brothers. So I'm the youngest. Both my parents were together. Always had some type of family around us, dogs, and was just really loud. Like a loud family. I would be lying if I said it was perfect. But at the same time, I'm still very appreciative of my parents being together and working it out. I think that's where I got a lot of my knowledge from, especially my mom.
That's dope. Yeah, let's talk about that. What has she?
She's just like, I don't know. I like, every time I talk about her, I'm like, she's a mom. Like, that's just the best way to explain my mother. You know, a role model, a best friend. She was never like, I don't know if she was just burnt out. Like, once she had me, because I'm the last one, like, fifth kid, it's like, damn, we already went through 4 kids. But I created a really trustworthy relationship with her. I was very honest with her. You know, sometimes I lie here and there. Like, oh, I'm going here, I'll be here, you know. But I was very honest about things, and I feel like that created a very stable relationship between us. And I felt very open with her. Not parents very much. So.
Damn. Honestly, like, the way I see that is, like, the fact that you're able to even be aware of, like, that whole thing is already a huge plus within you and his relationship. Because it's like, man, imagine, like, if you didn't know all this. You know, I think that's when people, like, hold on to shit when it's, like, you don't see in that perspective. So do you feel like you holding in that perspective kind of, like, helped you navigate it a little easier? Or when did you even gain this perspective?
So a lot of things that happened in my childhood because I was so young, like, I'd say everything was really good up until, like, middle school. That's when things started happening. I've had a lot of, like, losses in our family, a lot of legal stuff, you know, quote-unquote abandonment. So I feel like they never really explained things to me. So for so long, I was confused and I was hurt without knowing why I was hurt. I was just seeing people leave or not. It wasn't the same dynamic for a long time. And so I feel like I held on to that for like a long time. And I still feel like now, being at this age, I'm talking about when I dive deep into things about him or my family, I can get emotional. But I think just with time, you start to realize, like, the better things in life and with your family, and it matters more than holding on to what they did. Like, if you see change, then you could take that. And okay, he's changing. Or this person's changing. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Unless you keep doing it, and then that's going to pull me away. And I'm like, you never changed. And then I'm going to use all the hurt that happened. But he's in the corner. But, yeah, I feel like my mom, she taught me a lot about, like, meditation, writing how I felt. I was able to talk to her. Music, that's really when I got into music, was during that time. Not necessarily her, but
during that time.
Yeah, I've always been, like, I've had a tough time explaining how I feel to people, like expressing, but music was a way that it allowed me to be,
like cope with
free.
it. Yeah.
So it was instruments first, and then I was like singing a little bit, and then
Instruments, what'd you play?
So I got a keyboard.
Okay.
So my grandpa got me one when I was super little because I like loved Alicia Keys, and I thought I could play the piano. Mm-hmm. So I got that, and I would learn on YouTube. Like it's weird. I don't really know the chords of it. I would just watch a screen and like which ones that they would do, and I would pause it until I learned the song.
Sheesh.
Right, it was weird. And then I got a guitar. I got like a really cheap one off Amazon. I wanted to be in a band. It was weird. It's like weird kid, but I did the same thing. I got like little apps that would help me. So I stopped playing, but I feel like a part of me always goes back to that. I'm like, I need lessons so I can learn actually what the chords are.
Right. No, but it's true about which I kind of want to go back to, like, why you started making music, because I was just listening to a TED Talk today, and he was saying how, like, the way he views music is thinking about it like this. It's a house, right? And you can only see it from the outside because you're listening to that music, but the only person who's inside is the artist. Mm-hmm. Where, like, like, the little, like, why you added that sound to it, or, like, why you said this lyric, or why you made this the hook, or just because that's how you were feeling in a moment.
Yeah.
Well, do you have, like a song that like, you made when you were going through it, or maybe, like, a really happy time, or, like, something that, like, you can just be like, yeah, nobody's gonna understand this song?
I feel like all my songs are based on how I felt in the moment or what I was going through. So when I was younger, it was more of just finding songs that were already made and singing them or learning them because I could relate to it because I was super young. So
right.
I definitely tried. I think I made my first song at like 15, maybe.
Okay.
It was, but I've never really wrote a song about my family. And I feel like that's always been really hard for me because I wasn't ready to open up about it. And I always felt like it had to be perfect. Like it had to be the perfect beat. So that's always like
that particular song.
Yeah.
Okay.
In order to talk about it. But now I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm ready to just do it. And that's just going to be in the moment. And I could talk about it however many times I want, which I already do with the songs that I have. It's about obviously heartbreak or someone I was talking to, So I could do that easily. Like so easily.
She gonna let you know how she feels.
Yeah, I would let you know what happened. But I felt like when it comes with family, it was just a little bit harder. So it was more of like journaling on that part of my pain, I guess.
Yeah. But damn, the fact that you were even journaling during that process, I think, is a huge plus, right?
Yeah.
What took you to that journal?
My mom.
What did she say?
She was like, if you're not going to talk to us, write it. Keep writing it until you feel like you can, you crumble up, burn it when you feel like you're over it. So just express it somehow. But I wouldn't say at that age I necessarily seen it as journaling. It was almost like a Dear Diary type thing. But yeah, I would say as I got older, it was more of like a manifestation journal. And instead of saying what I was sad about or what was hurting me, what I wanted my life to look like, like I already had something or I was already happy. So that's what that journal so it like evolved over time.
Yeah, because you evolved, right?
Yeah, I learned more.
Right, facts. I like that. I really do. Because it's like, especially what you just said, where she was aware of that you were still feeling some shit. You're like, you know what? Whether we have that relationship or not, or even if you did, but you just didn't, for some reason, didn't want to speak about it during that process, like, she still gave you another system, another, like, way to get those feelings out, because I can't express it. I mean, I don't write a lot, but I can't express enough how much, how good writing is for someone. Like,
Yeah,
it really gets
right.
your brain going. Like, you get to pour all those feelings out, and that's the thing. You don't even have to show nobody.
I was so nervous all the time. I would like rip them or like hide them because I didn't want anyone going in my book. I'm like, you don't need to know about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you wish you would have kept it?
That's a good question. So I have like this little box of things that I put in, of things that were like very memorable to me. So I'm sure I have something. It was almost like embarrassing, like what I used to write. Like, I don't know.
Why embarrassing?
Cause I'm like, girl, what were you even talking about? Like, that didn't even matter, Like, oh, he broke my heart, like shit like that. I'm like,
Nah,
maybe a little bit. Maybe during that time, yeah, I would like to see like how I was feeling at that age and how well I was writing. I think so, probably. I'm like, damn, I probably should have kept that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just like a part of your story,
Yeah, I feel like it would make me sad though.
Mm.
Because then when you're older, you're like, damn, I was like 14, 13, 12. Sad? Like, that's crazy. I don't know.
Man, I mean, yeah, I think this is one of those things where it's like, man, this has been heavy on my mind, just like, because it hit me. It's just one of those things when you learn, and it's like, you like, as a human being, I know we try to like, especially me, man, like the way I grew up, and just, I'm trying to like that positive guy. You feel me? Like, it's okay to not be positive sometimes. Like,
Yep.
so, you could be sad sometimes. Like, you could have those different emotions. And you still gonna be that same person, like,
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, man. What's on your spirit, Angela?
Throat dry.
You say, hold on, man. My lips a little.
Actually, I want to know, you're out here from the Bay. How did you make your way to the LA?
Lou. Well, I'm not gonna give him all the credit. I feel like high school, my dream college was like UCLA. I just wanted to do something with performing arts, and I just felt like LA was the place for that. And I was always like, oh, after high school, I'll move to LA. I think senior year, I was like, God, I'm broke. Like, I can't afford that. So I think this year, Lou really pushed me. I don't know if he knows Lou. Where's Lou? He really pushed me, and I was really unsure about it because being away from my mom, being away from my family, I was a little nervous. But it just felt like it was the right time to expand and meet his team and have them help me with my music and other people. But I'm really glad I went to LA. Super glad. Everyone's super creative out there. I feel like in the Bay, I was struggling to find people that were into R&B, or at least into female R&B. So there's a lot more options for me out there. And even if it was just for the summer and like back and forth now, I feel like I learned a lot from people. And it's almost like every time you turn or you go into a room, you meet someone that's like a videographer, a photographer, engineer, a producer. So it was just, I don't know. It was crazy. I'm sure you know when you went.
No, yeah, it's definitely different. Like, everyone's on their grind. Like, especially everyone that was at the house. Like,
Yeah.
everyone has their own
That
thing.
was
and it's
crazy.
Because even when you drunk talking, you still talking some shit. You feel me? Like, you're gonna cook some shit up some way somehow. And I love that. Like, it's just it's an energy, it's an environment.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Kind of like that law of proximity, right?
Yeah.
Or just being in the proximity, kind of like out here in the Bay Area, right, Silicon Valley. If you want to start a startup, right, like, that's where you want to be.
Yeah,
Like, that's
right.
where you want to shake hands and kiss babies over there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was crazy. I was in a house full of all guys. I didn't even know that they were musicians until I got there.
How was that like being in that environment? Because it's funny, me and Alex, we have talked about like people who live in just a house. So not like you being in it, that like everyone there is on their grind, like literally everyone.
Yeah.
So how is that environment like on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I mean, they were on their grind. I was also I was living with guys,
Okay.
grown men. So it felt like I was raising sons the whole time. None of them. Yeah, it was, I mean, I learned how easy you could fall into bad habits being there. Because guys, you've seen it. Everyone
Man,
wants
she over here dissing us, bro.
no,
Guys.
everyone wants to turn up, have fun, go out every weekend. I'm like, damn, y'all keep making the song.
Shout out you seen.
Shout out Yassine. He really taught me the fun in LA though. But it was as long as I stayed focused, it was fun.
Right.
And I was
right.
learning a lot, and I made sure to separate the time. You know, Yassine's really good at compelling me to go out, knowing that's why I was so quick to leave out that club. I didn't even stay for like 10 minutes. I was gone. I'm like, oh, okay, having trouble. I'm about to dip. But they stayed up super late at nighttime to record. So I seen how focused they were when they actually were in their environment. You better smile because you know.
Nah,
but I don't know. Everyone was kind of doing their
I'm
own
sure
thing.
they're not like that all the time, you know.
No play.
Well, because I was talking to Marcus, you know, he does his shit. I was talking to Scene, he does, you know, his shit. So like,
They have
Randy,
their time. Yeah, Randy, he's constantly. So it's almost, it's crazy with him. He just always wants to. He's bringing his mic because everyone had their own little setup in their room. So that was dope. Like, oh, come in my room right now. We could record. But then you had producers in there. Even if they didn't create the same sound that I had, just watching the process was, and how they worked with like Randy. Like Jalen and Randy work really well together. So that was dope watching that and just building the connection with them. And they tried to make sounds, you know, like that people did in the house. But I feel like everyone was just kind of like vibing off each other. So they would, every morning, they'd be like, look at this song I made last night. Or you would hear at 3 a.m. someone's making music. So it was hectic, but it was fun.
Damn. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all was cooking in there. Y'all was cooking.
It was like a big family. So it was interesting when I first moved in there because I was shy. I'm like, there's men everywhere. Different people coming in and out of the house. Girls that I didn't know. Weed, bongs on the table. I'm like, okay, feels like a trap house. But
man. But how'd you deal with it? You were just like,
I don't miss the house itself because the house felt like I was in the trenches, but the people I miss.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like, I don't know if it would change if we were like in this crazy mansion, but I don't know. It was good. I felt like I dealt with it well. As long as you stayed focused. That's all I could say.
No, yeah, because that's the thing. I know it could be very easy to get distracted there too. Like, I know when I went over there, literally Lil Wayne's performing. I'm like, oh, that's like the go. Like,
right.
come on.
Let's go outside.
And it just happened to be that it was that weekend, you know? So,
yeah.
I could see you got to stay.
Always something going on. Just to make sure not to get too caught up in the nightlife, I feel. Because that's very easily, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like after a certain point, like going out every weekend, it's like, you guys aren't tired? Like, you're drinking the same drink, talking to the same girl, different body. Like, come on. Like, that's just how it felt to me. And me and Lou would talk about it. We're like, yeah, let's stay in tonight. Like, the first week we moved in, there was a huge party at the house. We locked ourselves in the room. I think we left to get, like, ice cream. We came back in. We was not messing with it.
Hey, man, respect, yeah, because you have to, like, put your foot down.
Yeah, we eased up after a while.
Well, you go out here and there. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think I don't know if balance is a thing, but, you know, kind of having your fun, too, is cool, too.
Yeah, yeah. Because I never was really like that to go outside. I'm not too much of an outside girl. But here and there, I would go with them, meeting people. Because you meet people, too, different artists and maybe managers, A&R. So that was dope.
Is there, like, a crazy story of how you met someone? Like, you just stepped on the shoe? Because I know someone who stepped on, they were literally walking backwards, and they stepped on someone's shoe. They turned around, and it was George Lopez. Like, what the fuck?
George Lopez?
George Lopez, bro. That's the GOAT.
I see that night. I think, what was it, Bootsy? What's his name? YK Osiris.
Oh yeah.
He was outside. He was just goofy. I'm like,
when?
He was at that club
that day.
Yes. Yeah. You guys left us. I've never been to a club where they let all men in and all the girls are outside. I'm like, yeah, something's going on in there.
No.
Yeah. They wanted money. They let y'all in. I was like, damn, you guys are paying hella.
Hey, bro, relax.
No,
that was your philosophy, not mine.
There were so many girls outside. I'm like, where are the men? Like, where'd they go? It was crazy. But yeah, he was outside.
Did you talk to him?
No, he was like in a little it's like where the security, they let them go through like a different part of it. But he was just like staring there, like talking to everyone. It was just funny. I'm like, he's just so normal. Like when you see them in person, like celebrities.
Yeah.
Especially in LA, you can see them anywhere. Just like, okay, everyone's going to see Lil Wayne. Like, you still a fan too.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's cool. I haven't really met anyone like huge. Seen Young Blue or Blue and Empire out here. He goes there a lot. Yeah, I've been to Atlantic a couple times, but I seen more like the upcoming artists in Atlantic. But it's just being in that environment's dope. Like you see, Nipsey Hussle, you see Roddy Ricch on the walls. It's crazy.
Facts. And I was gonna ask you about two things. For one, your team, and then two, like, what advice would you give an upcoming artist? Two, it's particular because I think that's powerful. You're telling them hang around these people, so because I can't like stress it enough, bro. Like you put yourself in front of the right person, your life can change because they're gonna say something to you. They can say something to you that'll just make it click.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what advice would you tell people to help them get around that environment?
Well, I'm still upcoming for one, but I feel like someone that's
right
trying to just get their voice out there, you just gotta make sure. Because I've ran into some people that didn't have the best intentions because I'm a woman in this industry. So automatically it's ran by men for the most part. You just have to be super careful who you're dealing with and make sure the intentions are clear, and any red flags that you see, you need to go. Because that's like the easiest way to get sucked into things that you don't want to do. But the good thing about Lou is I met him when I was super young and he was still like, doing his thing, like still learning. So we were both upcoming and I was just trying to start. So we created like a friendship first before it started to get like
business.
Yeah. But he was the first, no one knows this, but he's the first person to record my very first song that I ever did, mixed it, I put it out. So like he helped me with everything. Yeah. But it's really hard to come across those type of people. So I think getting yourself out there, but making sure you have clear intentions with people, and I've never been around someone that's hella big, like it's not like a celebrity picked me up and was trying to help me. So I feel like just seeing people that are on the same level as you, have the same goal, that would be my advice. Like stick around those people, and then one of you guys are gonna blow. So and then bring each other up, like remaining loyal, and then you'll start to find the right people. You do shows, use social media. That's something I need to learn.
Let's talk about it.
I hate social media.
What?
I hate
You're
it.
You're an artist. What do you mean?
I hate it so much.
Why?
What are we doing this for?
Like, why do you need to know my life? Like, why? I don't want to.
Man, you're talking to the right people right now. Let's just say that.
I know I have to do it, but it doesn't mean I want to.
Well, I don't like to make anyone do anything. Like, especially maybe what we could do for you is change your perspective on it. Like that's all it is. Because what's your perspective? Okay, right now you're saying it's like people are nosy. Because people are nosy, yeah.
It's business. That's what I had to learn. Because for a long time, I was like, okay, pictures are posting. And Lou was like, one time he had to check me. He was like, do you want to be an IG girl or do you want to be an artist? I'm like, okay. Let me stop posting selfies and start posting my music. So I just looked at it as a business point of view. I'm still learning, though, to try to, like, post more of my music. And maybe a little more of my personality. I feel like for a minute it was just business. Then I felt like no one knew who I was. So I'm trying to learn how to combine both of them. I feel like that's what TikTok's for.
Yes. You're doing that right now. Like,
yeah. I love TikTok. I learn a lot on there.
Yeah, no, TikTok. Okay, why do you prefer that over like other social platforms? Why? As an upcoming artist, why do you prefer that as TikTok?
TikTok's fair game. Anyone could go viral. And you could do it multiple times and you reach different audiences, you reach different people, different areas, countries. Like, it's crazy. You don't really see that I feel like Instagram's now trying to do that, but it's more of like people in your area and who chooses to see you. TikTok, you can see anyone. And it's like, oh, like I never seen that person before. You have one viral video and now you got a record label like calling you.
Right.
So that's what TikTok's. I feel like that's the new app.
Yeah, that's the
It's a discovery app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's dope.
yes. And then, like I said, I want to talk about your team or just in general. First of all, how important do you think it is to have a team?
Very.
Why?
Because there's people they're willing to help you. They believe in you. And I did this for so long by myself that I didn't realize how much stress it takes off you to have people that are willing to sit down and work with you and create beats for you or get you in the studio and push you. When you're doing it by yourself, it's so easy to like give up because you're so stressed out with planning everything and not knowing how to make your sound your sound. I feel like a team creates that for you and gives you like the safe space to explain it and then they'll make it happen, you know? So you just need to find different people that could help you in different areas. Because you, like me, I'm not that good with social media. But then, you know, Alex, Lou's manager, he's super social media guy, TikTok. And will send me emails about, like, TikTok, like, upcoming TikTok things, like hashtags and what to use.
Forward those.
Right. So it's just, I don't know. And then they put you around other people that they know.
Right.
Like, I never been around so many Grammy winners in a row. It's crazy. Or, like, one of the guys was Kim Kardashian's, like, assistant's husband. So just, like, like, being around people that really know other people or people that work with Bruno Mars, Selena Gomez.
Facts.
I don't know.
Because honestly, it's more than just, like, oh, that's a person. Like,
Yeah.
if you go in there with the right energy,
Mhm.
and you're able to, like, look at it the right way, I think you can get a lot from just being there. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's just another level that you're exposed to. Like, you just said yourself earlier, you came from fucking Union City, respectfully.
Yeah.
And now you're hanging around with Grammy nominees, like, what? Or
Right.
Grammy Award winners, if
Yeah.
anything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah. You can see there's nothing like that. It's very small. Everyone knows everyone. And I wouldn't say
they got the Pepsi factory there, right?
that's like damn near Hayward.
Oh, okay. I was about
Yeah,
to
we don't
flex.
even
I was
got
about
that.
to flex for y'all, like, damn, y'all got a Pepsi factory,
mean,
but
You know, Whipple. You know, we kind of swim half and half, but no, that's Hayward. Yeah, everyone knows everyone. I wouldn't. For a long time, I never liked saying I was from Union City. I feel like I didn't have the best experience here.
we giving Union City too much screen time right now. No, I'm joking,
Way
I'm
too
joking.
much. Y'all damn near hate when I play.
No, but yeah, I mean, just being in LA, like when you were down there, did you say I'm gonna go down here for a certain amount of time, or?
So Lou was trying to pressure me to move. He's like, "You got to like just, let's just go out for a year." I'm like, "That first of all, I need to see if I can handle it, because as much as there's good, there's bad, and you're around everyone that wants the same thing, or at least everyone that wants fame."
Does
or
it
clout.
get toxic at that point?
I don't feel like I've been there long enough to really know or be around people like that, because I feel like for me it's hard to get around me, especially with other women, like girls out there. So I would kind of, I would go out with Yassine, I would see the girls, and I always found myself talking to someone else from the Bay. So I never really seen, and then I would hear stories about girls. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I want to make friends out here. Like, y'all scaring me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Talk about that. Talk about the culture difference between maybe the Bay girls and LA girls, because I think there is a difference, right?
it's
You
going to
talk
make
about
them
that?
mad. It's
And
going
this
to
actually-
make them mad.
This is actually my last question for you.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Man. Good.
I feel like I can't judge LA girls because I haven't been around enough of them. But I feel like hearing from my roommates, they all go for the same thing. The clout, the money, the guys that, that are buying the sections, that got the chains, that are famous. Not saying that that's all of their...
Let me put my chain away real quick.
Not saying that that's their, like, morals, but it's more fast life for them. And I feel like the Bay... I don't want to say that there's more culture, because that's not true. We're like...
I beg to differ, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, I got it. in light of the camera being on me. I'm not trying to get canceled by LA. I don't know. I feel like the Bay has more like, we almost move like guys. I feel like the girls out here,
Yep.
kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
Like we talk to people like, like the homies or something. It's just,
Roll a blunt.
they like money. I feel like out here, like we're more like, we're going to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. Like we're going to get it and we're going to put the work in. I haven't really seen any LA girls to really know what they be doing, but it's more than a BBL or like looking good on Instagram.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of like IG girls is what comes from LA almost.
I see.
Like that look, they want to look good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like out here it's more like getting it. Cause a lot of the girls I meet, like they don't have the best life out here, and they always have a story and how hard that they're working. I don't know. I love the Bay. Everyone just is like, everything's family. Like, I think maybe we work together more out here. Whereas LA, you kind of got to grab it when you can. Doesn't matter who you have to lose to get it, but
Damn.
that's just how it feels out there. It feels like at any point, if they have that opportunity, they're going to take it. Fuck everyone else.
No matter what.
No matter what. Because I worked this hard to get it. Okay, what's losing a friend? I'll just find more. And that could be a childhood friend. Not saying the Bay doesn't have people like that, because I had to learn the hard way. They do. But it's, I don't know. You don't really have opportunities like that out here to really do that to people unless it's like over fast money. Everyone just has a story here that's super similar, or I just would say the girls out here are super hardworking. They're willing to go get it. I don't know. I feel like I can't really speak on LA girls.
No, I feel you, but you're speaking on Bay girls.
I just feel like it was always about.
We love the Bay girls.
Yeah, it's just
For real.
LA guys. I don't know how they feel about that. They're like, damn, I feel like I'm talking to a dude right now.
Really? Is that
They just
that's
can't
kind of like
take
their
it,
perspective?
I don't know. I don't think I heard this that the only what was it? It's kind of like the only girls or the only dudes that go after Bay girls is Bay dudes, right? Like point blank, and because it's intimidating to other dudes because they ain't never had a girl who's, excuse my language, basically a nigga, you know what I mean? Like basically, you feel me? Like they trap, they get their money, they're after it, but then they still have their nails, their hair, their lashes done and shit. They still roll blunts even with their long ass fucking nails and shit. And so like you don't see that everywhere. And so when I don't know, like being here, it's like to me, it's like that's just culture. Yeah. Right? Like that's just kind of like a lot of girls are kind of just like that, you know what I mean? But that's like shit. Like to me, that's cream of the crop.
It's definitely the culture out here. Like you learn from everyone, and it's more common than out there. You don't see that. You don't see someone's girlfriend rolling a blunt for them in the passenger seat, long ass nails. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say every guy in LA. I won't say that, but it's more common because in the house they were looking at me like people that weren't from the Bay. Like, why is she so aggressive all the time? Like, you don't have to act like that. Like, you don't have to be so defensive. You don't have to be aggressive all the time. I'm like, I'm just talking to you. Like, I just have boundaries. You know? Or like they would ask me weird questions like, what would you do to get this? Oh, would you do this in order to be friends? No. Oh. No. I was like, I told them this. My parents gonna hate me for saying this, but I was like, I'd rather be a drug dealer than a stripper. Like, if I'm so down bad, I would rather do that.
Me too.
Like, I would rather do that. Not shaming anyone that's a stripper, cause go get it. But they were just like, why do you have that mindset? Like, I mean, shit, I don't have anything given to me, you know? So, I don't know.
How do you? I mean, you just said you never had anything given to you. Like, would you rather have it any other way?
No.
Why? That's good. All right, I gotta say bye to Angela.
Bye.
Take care, y'all.
Bye. Nice meeting you.
We're trying to hop in the chair. Leo, come hop in the chair, brother. For real. Come on. All right, man. I know Angelo looks a little different now. He just changed his hat. That's all it is. Nah, we got my boy Leo in the house, man. Hey, shout out my guy, bro. My guy is what I like to call a jack of all trades, and he's gonna help us out with a lot of production, a lot of like behind the scenes. Like I'm telling you, we getting this studio built up right now, and it's like because I'm literally good, or because we're literally building it from the ground up. Like I'm gonna make sure it's like to the vision, and yeah, I'm excited, bro. I really am. But back to suit and tie.
Nice save.
right. Because y'all gotta get her name right, bro. It's not
Tsutai.
Tsutai. It's not whatever. It's Tsutai.
Tsutai.
Tsutai. All right. So I kind of want to go back to the team part because I can't stress enough how important it is to have a team. Whether that's if you're building a business, you're building a brand, you're building anything. I think in life it's good to have a good team. So what do you think a good team looks like? What do you have to have?
Everyone that has the same goal. So everyone that wants to learn from each other, that is humble with each other, and good learners, but also good teachers. So I guess in a music team, it's good, to have a producer, engineer, a manager. There's a lot more videographers, photographers, just everyone that is going to help put, even someone to do cover art. I forgot that. Like you need like what is that called? Like a digital
artist?
Yeah.
Graphic designer, yep.
You need that. That's something I struggle with. But just you need everyone that could add to your craft. So even if it's just someone that enjoys your music and wants to be like an assistant, like that helps. Everyone has to have the same goal and intention with each other and learning. And you're not always going to be the main focus of that team. But as long as they have time for you and are willing, to put time into helping you build.
What role do you feel like you play in the team?
The artist.
The artist, okay.
The artist, but also
Wait, you said the artist or hardest?
The artist.
Oh, the artist.
Not the art.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
I was like, no, definitely the artist and kind of like the project almost. I feel like each artist is like a project to someone.
That's a dope perspective, actually.
Can you elaborate on that? Like, what do you mean? Because I don't know if like I'm tripping out right now. But what do you mean by that?
Like when you're building something, it's called a project.
Right. Okay.
Right. So an artist, you're building them up to be this huge superstar, to make them a great singer, rapper, whatever. So you're adding pieces to them in order to get them there, and you're teaching them so that eventually they could. I don't feel like you're ever gonna do it by yourself. Once you have a team, they're always going to be there because things are just going to start getting harder the more famous you get or the more successful you get. And you need to be able to trust everyone in that circle, because when things start to get tough, if people are handling your money or people are handling putting out your work, like you need to be able to trust that they know what you want. So, yeah, I don't know. I kind of stirred away from the project part, but I feel like you get it.
Yeah.
I'm just like building
No. That makes sense. It makes sense. But I really like the ending of that. It's like, I think it's important to have a good team starting off or as quick as possible, because or not even a good team, a trustworthy team.
Yeah.
Because when it really starts rolling in, which is the goal, things don't get mixed up later on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and I think like when you start building things with people, like you start getting a feel how like, they work. You know what I'm saying? Like I know like I've done a lot of shit in the past with like build shit up, and man, I think I've definitely taken like every approach on every leadership style, like good and bad. You feel me? Like I definitely learned a ton through that, but like, you start getting a sense of, this is a good team, or this is people who I can rock with, or like. You know what I'm saying? And okay, maybe it's not just the best fit or whatever. It's just, you just kind of start feeling your how you want your team to look like, and what part you want to play in that team too. Because
Yeah, which is okay if you find a team that doesn't fit you. You just got to know yourself.
Right.
Because you can't I feel like sometimes when people have a team, they allow them to control them. And that's one thing I've always been super big on. I don't want anyone forcing me or, controlling my music. You could control other things because that's your job and that's what you know. That's your craft. But when it comes to my creation, I only want you to add to it. So if you find people and you're like, okay, they only want hits or they only want money, that's the red flag for me. If they talk too much about money or fame, I'm like, okay. Because that's not really, of course, that's the end goal to be successful, but that's not why I'm doing music. I'd rather much have money than be famous and be being paid for what I love to do than, like being on Shade Room, you know? So you just got to be really careful what their intentions with you are. Because sometimes they see someone and they're like, oh, yeah, she going to get famous. You got to stick beside her.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's... You want to
Yeah.
those leeches.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Vampires, man. You got to watch out for them. Sure.
It's scary. It's scary being a girl.
No, I bet.
It's so scary.
Oh, man, I mean, I want to be able to understand, but I can't, so help me understand. Like, what do you mean by that? Because I can see why in this world, but what's your perspective?
I had a debate about this the other day.
Let's talk about it.
Like, girls being the most desired, which I had a really, we really, like, dig deep into this debate. But, of course, we're a big part of the world. You know, we carry children. And we create life. But obviously we don't do that without a man. And I just feel like because men are, you guys are, I don't want to say programmed, but you were created, you know, to procreate. That's just in your guys' genes to create. So, you know, the hormones, you guys look at women a certain way. And I feel like sometimes men don't know how to control that, especially in the industry. It's about money. A lot of them. Yep. And it's about who looks good. So it's just scary. Like you have to do certain things for people in order for them to help you. And if you don't, then it's like, okay, kick rocks. Because she is. Because she want to be famous. So you just got to be like, it's scary.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, she going to do it. If you don't, okay, you know how many other girls are trying to sing? Bye. Like, you know, and then you got to find maybe a producer or maybe an engineer that's not too worried about being famous. So same thing, intention. But I guess just being desired as, you know, just women in general. You don't really know what men or maybe other girls, it's not just men, what their intentions for you are. And if it's sexual, what is it? Is it business? I don't know. So.
Man, and yeah, and you just trying to stay away from that. You trying to stay with the art, with the culture, with the music.
I'm not trying to get played.
Yeah.
Because then you get in deals, you know, you hear about all that, like R. Kelly, all those. Like, that's real life.
That's real life.
They just get busted for it hella later.
Yeah.
It's really common for managers to do that, too.
And honestly, with the validation that humans are seeking nowadays, like, you never know. You never know.
Yeah. You don't. It's evil.
One of my favorite, I was just listening to Polo G, man. He said, okay, no, I was listening to Simba, and he said she want to do with status to feel established. Let's talk about it. Nah, because I feel like that's kind of go down with what you saying earlier. It's like, man, these females are chasing one thing and one thing only. And I think as human beings, we usually make choices based on our status. Like, oh, how this shit gonna make me look if I wear this hat? Oh, it's gonna make me look cool. It's gonna up my status.
Right.
Am I gonna hang out with this person? Oh, this person's known. It's gonna up my status.
Yeah.
Or I'm working with, you know what I'm saying? So as human beings, we kind of seek that. But I think it's what you said. It's like, it's all about intentions. And trust me when I say this, like, I'm around great people. You know, obviously we have 30-some episodes in with great people. So, like, the more calmer, the more you are, the more you're able to vibe with them for real. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one thing. Speaking of Bay to LA, yes, LA has its luxury and all this, but we can honestly say here we have the genuineness of, like, knowing what the grind is like and knowing what, you know, what not having something is like. And, like, that shit is irreplaceable, bro.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people in LA, a lot of them have struggled, but that's just not what's
Maybe,
broadcast.
maybe, man. I'm over here talking shit about LA. Maybe
But like,
let's talk
they
about
have
like.
their hoods and
I'm talking about downtown LA. Maybe like you.
we talking like Beverly
Yeah, I'm
Hills,
talking about-
Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm not talking about
I'm not-
where
we're not
Nick is
talking
from or
about-
nothing
yeah.
like that. Hell no.
Yeah. Because then they'll be like, what about Compton? What about,
Yeah.
Inglewood?
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not talking about y'all. We get y'all.
I got family East LA actually, and I
Me
know
too.
it's not all
Me
glitz and
too.
glamours down there. But I'm talking about for the most, like when the industry that we're in, at least, you know what I'm saying, like this entertainment industry, where
Yeah.
like these people down there, at least, or yeah, I mean, there's a lot of behind the shit that comes up in the past, so it's like you can only imagine what's actually going on that hasn't been talked about, which is what you were saying earlier.
Yeah. That was really what I was trying to get across when I was talking about the girls. I'm not talking about the girls that have similar backgrounds or nothing. It's more
Right.
just what I'm around in the industry.
Yes,
That's what I meant.
What we're doing is we're bringing awareness and exposure. That's all it is. We're not lying.
Yeah.
We're not speaking on nobody.
It's like almost like we're not talking about nobody.
We talking about real life. That's my whole argument. It's like we talking about real life, and we talking about how like the difference between each culture is, and I think that's what I'm saying. Like the culture, and that's the thing. Some people may still see that as like, oh, all I got to do is this, and I get that as okay, and that's them. Like whatever.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to try to talk about other women because I have
Facts.
like PTSD with friendships.
Oh,
with girls. Like severe. I be worried. I'm like, is she trying to set me up? Why she want to hang out? It's just like.
Damn.
Why do you think it's like that?
Well, the way I grew up throughout school, I always had a hard time with groups of girls because I felt like it was cliquey and like I always felt like the outcast, and I didn't have this, or my parents weren't like this. They couldn't get me this to fit in, So I always felt like I would veer more towards the genuine rather than popular people because I feel like I was almost targeted by them.
Yeah.
Or I wasn't enough to be with them. And then there's just girls that acted like my friend and then stabbed me in the back when I started singing. In high school. High school was so traumatic for me. It was crazy. Like I had people that hated me for no reason. And it was
man. No, go ahead.
It was just people that I used to be friends with, and it's like, okay.
Were they ever your friends?
I'm like, I sat in counseling with you and let you talk to me.
Damn.
You over here making rumors about him, and him, who I don't care. Like, boys were never my focus in school, especially high school. I was playing sports. So I'm like, you hate me over someone I don't even care about. And I feel like that's just why girls, at least in school, struggle being friends with each other.
Right.
Oh,
For the
they
bo-
still struggle outside of.
Like, okay, if you really want them that bad, have them, please. Like, I had girls keying
Point
my
blank,
car
period, dude.
and egging my house over a dude. I'm like, first of all,
Damn.
I had boys egging my
Tsutai
house
got it
too.
like that.
I had them. No, it was weird shit though, and it was pissing me off. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I cuss. I'm sorry, but yeah, I had
that's
people
too
egging
much,
my
man.
house,
Yeah, that's too much.
and they didn't know what I had going on. That's what made me the most. Like, that's what made me mad. Like, it's not just my house; it's my family's.
Facts.
And the boys, like, that's way too sassy to be doing that. as a man, doing like girl activity, that's crazy to me. But
See, the reason I asked that is because that reminded me of that part in that Kendrick song where they was going back and forth.
oh,
He was just like, so why females can't be friends, or you know what I'm saying, why they can't get on each other's songs? And it's just like, is it because of that?
I don't think it's because. Are you saying like because of a man or like
Or just
male
because of
validation?
just like the backstabbing, so much
Yeah.
backstabbing going on.
I feel like, yeah, definitely. Which guys don't. I'm not saying guys don't have that problem with each other, but they're not as dramatic about it.
True.
Like, there's all these posts about if you can't make a birthday dinner. I feel it though, because I'm like, damn, like, I would show it for you, but we're emotional, super emotional and dramatic, and sometimes we just have to have our moment, and then we're cool again.
Right.
But my thing with that is you could be emotional, you could be dramatic, you could tell me, say it to me though. So if we're going to take a break or if we disagree, don't go talking my business to other people. That's what's going to make me fall out with you for real. because you don't have to do that. I have sisters. We bounce back. You know? I will say it to you like, you're acting like this, and I'm sorry, but I disagree. That's why she did. Like, I don't play that. That's why I just stay to myself, because I'm like, I have too much valuable things around me for someone to go telling my business, you know? I don't need someone using me to get around someone else and then faking off at the end.
Facts. And I think you just talked about all the reasons why, like, it's important to have that team that you trust, right? Like,
Yeah.
Because, boy, yeah, you don't, I could just imagine, like, once you really got everything you want and you can't have you have someone that you really can't trust, like.
It's scary.
Scary, bro.
It's like, I want to have I always talk about it. Like, damn, I want a big girl group, like, to have friends. But it's like, I might have a few from when I was a kid. Like, there's no one, not really anyone from high school. Maybe one or two from middle school. Because as you grow, there's unhealed trauma with being a girl that they don't fix or are able to talk about. And everyone's on not different levels, but we do different things. We grow up. Yeah. And we have, some people want to be famous. Some people don't. Some people want to be in the music industry. Maybe someone wants to be like a nurse or, it's very different as you get older. And that's when insecurity shows. And it's like, damn, well, she's getting all this attention. I'm going to just act like I like her, but talk to like my other friends about her. Because I'm jealous, or there's something in me where I don't feel like I'm enough to have that.
Like they're craving that validation.
Yeah, and I give a girls benefit of the doubt all the time, because I'm hella sympathetic, and I'm like, you know what? It's just the insecurity talking. Like, you could get through it. Like, I'm here to talk to you, but you can't keep doing this, because I'm not going to keep giving you a pass.
No, yeah, I completely agree. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's all, like you said, it all goes back to, like, unhealed shit,
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the way, Tsutai is moving.
Ty, you could just say Ty. He be struggling. I see him thinking about it before he's Tsutai, yeah.
She caught me, bro.
Tsutai.
I was like,
not you stuttering.
Tsutai. Yeah, I know, Tsutai. I don't know, I guess because I said Tsutai for so long, but I don't know why. Anyways, damn, I lost my train. Oh yeah. It's like it has nothing to do with you. It's just like they, like you said, they're on different mindsets. They haven't gotten it yet. They haven't been aware of everything you're aware of.
Yeah.
So it's hard for them to like process the whole thing.
Yeah, that was really hard, having that mindset in high school with girls, because I got really depressed at a certain point when all that shit was going on, because I feel like throughout school I was never as aggressive as I am now and like confrontational about it, because I just wanted to make everyone happy. And I was just, I grew up I was a really sweet kid, like I always feel like hurt people, but then there's.
She was just gonna say the nugget. No, it's cool. No, it's cool. As long as it's not that camera. No, yeah. Can you keep elaborating on that? Because the first time I ever heard that, it blew my mind, and I want to say I heard that maybe like not even 2 years ago, and I think it's such a powerful understanding of like, because now it just affects the way you even take shit, like out in public or out in whatever. Like, oh yeah, he's probably just hurt. Like something went on earlier today, whatever.
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with me. But can you talk about that? Like hurt people?
I think that goes back into the insecurity thing and unhealed trauma. So they're so used to being hurt that they feel like they have to be defensive. They feel like, some people feel like you deserve to feel what I felt. And they don't realize that they're doing that. Like, you're bringing pain on someone because you're not happy. And that was, for a long time, that was so hard for me to like understand, until my mom, she sat me down, because I would be like crying and upset, and then I wanted to fight, and I wanted to scream and be angry, and I hate her, and I don't want to go to school, or I'm gonna do this. And so that's why I ended up, people don't know this, but I ended up leaving my high school to go to like what's it called? Like an alternative one, to finish early. It was kind of. It was independent studies. just so I finished early. But I did that because I was changing. Like, my emotions were getting the best of me, and I was becoming angry, and it wasn't really sadness anymore. Like, I wanted to fight with people, and I wanted to make them feel what they were doing to me because I was just so angry all the time for how I was being treated and not understanding. So I feel like on the other side of that, when people hurt other people and they don't know why until you have that, realization, it's just you're going to go back and forth. And until you realize that something in your past is making you act like this, you're just going to keep doing it. And you're going to feel it. Like, karma's real. So everyone that did something to me has something come for them. I didn't have to do nothing back. As much as I wanted to, I swear to God, on my birthday, they were like, no. Like, my mom was screaming at me on my birthday. It was like my 17th birthday. Because I was like, yeah, nope, it's over with. I'm like, Mom, if you get a call, this is what happened. Took me out. And I'm grateful that she did that, because my dad was the opposite. He was like, tell them to come to the park. My brother went outside and he talked to one of the guys that was a part of it that were older. He was like, so which one you want to fight for them? Like,
Yeah, he was ready to go.
my older sister's like that too.
It's probably because it was family.
Because what they were doing was weird.
Yeah.
It was just weird to me. Like, I feel like people in school, they're so mean to each other because everyone's trying to figure out who they are. But it's like, bro, egging? For real?
Yeah. That's out of pocket.
First of all, you
If
spending
anyone
money on
ever
me.
eggs my house, it's coming for you. I got the chopper back there.
Now, yeah, try to. I got a call when I was in LA. Same people. Crazy. Like 3 years later, you're still calling me about this shit.
Oh, man. Get over it, bro.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I was ready to drive back home. I was sick. I was so hot that night. And then I had to, realize my roommates, called me down. All right. I was just more mad that I wasn't at the house to, protect my family. Okay, you come on my property. We gonna open the door. We gonna let you in and lock it.
Damn. Did you hear that, bro? She didn't even say call the police. She didn't say we gonna get you outside. She said,
now.
Come to us. Lock that goddamn door.
Because once you in the property, I swear to God, it's over with.
Don't mess with Tsutai.
Yeah.
Back then, they thought I was soft because I was so nice to them. I'm like, y'all turned me into this.
People mistake kindness with weakness.
Yeah, I didn't feel the need to be like that until it kept happening. I'm like, okay. Man. No one's teaching you. So at a certain point, I'm going to have to fight for myself. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too into that fighting. It's too
You're
scary
a lover,
now.
not a fighter.
Exactly. Unless
I have to.
Unless it's not love. If it's not love, then yeah, maybe.
Nah, I forgot who I was just talking about it with. It's like, I think it was on the way over here.
Yep.
I was telling them how, I'm at the point right now in my life where it's like, if you're not genuine, it's just really hard to have you around or just communicate with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're wasting my time, wasting your time. It just doesn't need to happen. Because I think, looking back at what genuine means, bro, I don't care what you possess. If you have good intentions, I'm willing to rock with you.
Exactly.
That's it. That's all I ask for. You know what I'm
willing
saying?
to work with people.
Right. That's it. I don't care what situation you in, bro. There's always gonna be solutions. So let's find them, but let's rock together. You feel me?
Yeah, it has to be communication.
Facts. That too. Yeah, communication.
Yeah,
it's funny. I was just watching a video. Bro, I'm telling you, what I do is I just go on TED Talk and I just lay in my bed or just lay on the ground and just watch that shit for how long. And the one I was watching yesterday was about communication skills, bro. And it's just do you know how many problems would get solved if communication was involved? Damn, that's a bar. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on,
I'm about to start writing real quick. Nah, but yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You coming for Lou? You coming for your seat too?
I'm coming for little baby. Nah.
Oh,
yeah, I'm nah.
You cool on that one?
I'm going too high. Nah, but yeah, real talk. I think that communications is just but that's the thing. I always look back at why, and it's just I don't think people.
It's communication.
But I think just people don't feel like someone can understand them, and that's because they might not be able to express it or whatever, bro. Because I'm looking at the average person, bro, who's like road raging, like you're not gonna sit here and tell me that if you having the best day of your life, you gonna road rage.
Yeah.
And I see that all the time, bro. So I'm like mentally calculating like people like within wherever I live. Like, okay, there's a lot of angry people around here. So I'm trying to like work backwards. I'm like, what makes them so angry? You know what I'm saying? It's just that trauma, it's all that. But yeah, bro, like a lot of your communication skills, that what the guy was saying was like you can never work on them too much, and that's one skill that will take you a long way in whatever industry you're in is communication skills for sure.
You need that in every relationship, whether it's romantic, friends, parents. People forget you could talk to your parents about it. As you get older, you could change things that you didn't get to talk about, which will help. But yeah, communication takes time.
Yeah.
You know, pride. That's something I struggled with.
So
I still struggle
with
with pride.
Do you think pride, so it gets in the way of communication?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have this tendency that I'm working on, you know, certain people will make you realize what you need to work on. But my thing was pride, and I shut down. And I've never been like a screamer or a, you know how people make girls seem crazy because they're screaming and punching and yelling and telling you what you're doing wrong. I never did that. I just didn't say nothing. Like, good, no, you don't gotta talk to me. It's good. And then I realized how bad that was. Because let's say, okay, I come across a man that is patient and willing to understand me, and I'm not talking. Because the last guy, he didn't want to hear what I said.
Or whatever, you know, whatever. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
He didn't care. So then I'm like, damn, like, I'm toxic a little bit. Like, that's not right. Like, he don't deserve that. So it was okay. It's pride. It's because I feel like maybe was unworthy of someone listening to me. And so you kind of have to work backwards, like you said, and change your perspective on things. And you got to be able to speak up because nothing's ever going to get fixed if you don't. You just going to keep holding it.
Closed mouth do not get fed.
Thanks.
Self-sabotage, that was my thing.
Damn.
I struggle with that for sure.
Everyone
like,
does.
you get scared, then you just ruin it.
Man.
You just use anger to be like, well, fuck him. Like, that's your fault. Like, no.
Yeah. No, self-sabotage, I think a lot of people do it, bro, because it's like you said, it's in the heat of the moment. And like in neighborhoods that we grow up in, when there's constantly, you know, chaos, there's constantly anxiety, there's constantly all these things. It's like it gets embedded with you, you know, and you gotta like unlearn these things, just like you gotta unlearn, you know, anything else, because it's just like your environment, like what you grew up off.
Yeah, that's the big thing for me now is trying to remind myself not everyone's out to get me. Like, that's something I have to remind myself.
Because that's definitely trauma, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, girls, guys, family members, like, it's just not, they're not trying to hurt you. And you'll know when someone is. So it's been hard, but I feel like the first step is just realizing, you know.
Facts. It really is. It's all, like
check.
I said, it's awareness, man. I think the next merch we're going to come out with is literally going to say awareness or something around those lines, because it really is. Like, that's what you're going to come to this podcast, listen to. Why? Is because you're able to go inside the mind of Tsutai and be like,
you're done. You're done.
Bro, I'm done, bro. What the fuck?
Ty, just say Ty.
Ty, damn.
You gonna fuck around and be like, Tay.
You're allowed to call me whatever
like
the fuck you
Ty
want to call me from now on. Yeah.
Ty. It don't matter what we tell him. Tsunami, Suit, and Ty. T at this point, you can call me T.
I apologize for my ignorance, bro. That's so
good.
ignorant of me. Nah, because your name is so important, bro. Your name, like, someone's name is so important to them. So that's literally me being ignorant. So Ty, come on, Sam. What the fuck?
It's okay.
It's all good.
It's okay.
It'll roll off the tongue.
Yeah, Tsutai.
Tsutai. You'll be like TT up in this.
What's that, TT?
That's how I know someone can't say her name. They start calling me that. TT.
Yeah, that's
oh yeah, you didn't even try. T. You. Okay.
Nah, man. Yo. If your name is different, don't ever like change it for nobody or try to change it for nobody. Like, that's just unique for a reason.
You're gonna be sick when you find out that's not even my whole name.
What's your full name? I don't know if you want to say it on here.
I don't care.
Oh, okay, my bad.
It's long. It's Oyek Misutai.
Wait, what?
Oyek Misutai.
What's the first
Oyek.
language?
So it's Comanche. It's a native language.
Okay.
So it means blessings to many people. So Tsutai is like a kind of like the short way to say blessing.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. No, that's dope. I've never heard of that name. It's Japanese, right?
native
Native.
Comanche.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Right. But
Fire.
is that like the translation, or they're both Comanche?
The whole It's,
Okay, the
it's
whole
not
name.
really like they couldn't find a word for blessing, so
Mm.
that's why it means blessings to many people, because it's more of like like a state. Like you can't just say one
I
word.
see.
Like it has to be multiple.
Gotta be a phrase.
Yeah,
Mm.
there you go, like a phrase.
Makes sense.
But I mean, it's a
Yeah.
different language, so no one gonna know.
Nah, it's cool. I mean, man, we were just talking about, I love like the Native American life has always interested me. Like I swear to God, I was a Native American in my past life. Like
No, I love my culture. Like that's what I grew up on.
really.
Mm-hmm.
What do you?
Parents.
Okay, elaborate. Like, what do you mean? What did you grow up on?
So my mom, I'm pretty sure both of us. She's Comanche and Yaqui, and my dad's a Sleta.
Okay.
So they come from two different tribes, but because overall they're native, so they have similar traditions. It's just super like how we pray, very traditional. There's powwows that we go to, the jewelry, the music, the drums, like the dancing. I know everything about it, and that's why I'm so strong about it. That's why I don't play. Like in school, I was always like, that didn't happen. Don't call me Pocahontas. Like,
Yup.
I was so strong about it even when I was young, because my parents really took time to, each of my siblings have a native name.
Mm.
So my parents, they like,
Do you want to continue that tradition if you have kids?
yeah. I know it's gonna be kind of hard because who I'm gonna end up marrying, but
Yeah. Well, maybe he might be from another tribe. I don't know.
I was gonna say you might get a reflection of yourself, and then it'll be perfect.
yeah, maybe. I can't say too much right now, but
Nah, you good. You good. Nah, let's we go and transition.
I'm gonna get a phone call like, wait.
We're not trying to expose you. It's good.
But yeah.
We were gonna talk about the R&B, bro. We need to talk about. We need to finish off with that, man. Because I've been having this question. It's like, is R&B dead?
No,
Okay.
I don't think. I think it evolved.
Okay.
It changed.
In what way?
I do miss. Okay. Well, I don't feel like it's just R&B that's changed.
Mm,
If we are
Right.
gonna say that it's changed, I don't feel like
it's just
everything, because you want to go viral. You want something to sound more modern, and that modern sound changes.
the actual.
Every generation. But it's definitely different from like early 2000s, early 90s, early
Facts.
80s. Like it's changed. I do miss that. That's like my genre. I want that type of R&B. And I'm trying every day to try to like make my sound more like that, because that's always been like, my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like it's dead. It's different.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
different artist, different outlook on it.
And we got you to bring, to like get it back to where it was, because maybe that's more the question is like, man, like, is it where it was in the early 2000s? Maybe not, but like,
Yeah.
I think, but that's the thing. Those songs, those artists are damn near timeless.
Yeah. You're always going to listen to it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wonder maybe if people are saying it's dead because there might not be anyone from this generation that you'll still listen to.
Yeah.
But we never know. So I don't know. I just think it's different. But rap back then was different too.
Yep.
It evolved. So to say it's dead is kind of like that's bold. It's a bold statement.
I just
Hip-hop
offended
was
somebody
big
right
years
now.
ago, so I mean, it does change. Like people have different
Sound.
intentions
There you go.
behind what they want to do with their music now.
People always talk about R&B artists. Like, why you guys always talk about love? Why you always talk about? I'm like, okay, if you listen back then, it's the same thing.
Right.
Same thing. I mean, that's just R&B. Like,
Yeah.
you could talk about your struggle.
And that's the thing. A lot of people, I feel like we're transitioning to like thinking like, nah, like I want to be cold hearted. Like I need to, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to play these people, like all this and that.
Girls too.
Both, yeah, it goes both ways,
We
honestly.
evolved.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Nah, I could just tell, bro. Like I have these types of conversations all the time, bro.
Yeah, we
like
evolved.
I know somebody that said like women rule the world now. Like before it was like men, quote unquote, but now I think women play a heavy part in
We
society
just not
now.
letting men overstep no more. We're not.
Well, yeah, I think for the most part, but I think just like anything else, people will still overstep that. You know what I'm saying? And now they're getting a little more
Yeah.
leeway. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to speak too much. I think they're gonna cancel me before I even get started.
I tell people this. I tell, since I make music and I'm trying to get my brothers to realize, okay, yeah, we make music, but we make music to like attract dudes. Why aren't we making music that attracts women?
Because that's when you gonna really blow.
It-
That's when you go really. Because they go
Exactly.
hard. Well, guys do too. Guys
Let
do
him
too.
know. Let him know. Let him
A
know.
little too much sometimes. My brother. But the girls really gonna push it because they're fangirls. We're more open about it.
Right.
Exactly.
That makes sense, man. It really does. And bro, everyone needs a good love song in their playlist. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't even have to be
just
a
about
love song. It
Yeah.
could just be something that's relating to anything
like some
that's,
soul
you
music. Yeah.
unisex, I guess. You guys can make songs that are not
For a girl, right? Yeah. I see what you're
I
saying.
feel like in a lot of songs, I mean, girls listen to it now, even if it's degrading us. Like we'll listen to it too, and I
Okay,
feel like
well,
that
maybe,
might be why things. Anything that's my bitch this, my bitch that, like that's.
No, I try really hard to not listen to that because that shit, man.
To be honest, I do a little bit. I mean, Lil Durk, Lil Baby, even they talk about it.
Yeah.
But
Now everybody needs some R&B in their life for sure.
definitely, even if it's old school.
Some soul music, you feel me? Something
Exactly.
that speaks to your mental and your heart, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have that type of music, you just
Amped up all the
All the
time.
time.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You don't go
don't
all
have
the
no time
time.
to just relax and be like, you know what, I just want to spark up a blunt and just listen to
Right.
Yeah,
You
just
driving
listen to
home
my
at
song.
like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to them hard right now.
Yeah,
Like, put
get
some
your
summer
feel-
walker
get your
on. Let's
feels a little
relax.
bit, you feel me?
That was my thing. I was listening to like hard rap when I was growing up. Like Mozzie, not even hard rap, but just like super degrading music.
Yeah.
And it was like all of them. And I was having trouble writing.
How do you feel about women listening to like songs about men literally just talking shit about women?
I don't think it's really about like what they're saying. It's more
Okay.
of how it
sounds
feels
just
and
they
It's
be
hard, like,
yeah,
and then like then it's like that mindset, like a dude mindset.
I see what you're saying. Okay, nah,
But
okay.
I don't. Maybe there is some girls that like, cause it could be girls that like girls,
Okay.
and they might relate to it too. So you never really know. I'm not too sure. I don't think it's too much about. I don't think we listen to songs that are like, oh yeah, objectify me, like like it's just like okay, it's cool.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I guess I'm looking at it too logically.
A
Like,
lot of
yeah.
people don't even listen to the lyrics. They just listen to like the vibe of the music and how it makes them feel.
No, that's true. No, yeah, trust me. Like, I be saying Sada Baby is like my alter ego because when he come on, boy,
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Come on
and see, I don't live by knowing what he's saying, but
he's comedy, bro. Like,
Mhm.
like you can't
Right.
help it.
Right.
man,
And he's
shout
the
out Sada.
sound.
Yeah.
Just the voice is different. Like
Yeah.
know it's him.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not even
But
trying to
I think that's why everyone likes Lil Durk and Lil Baby so much. Like girls are really pushing for them because the melodies and how it sounds.
Facts.
I mean, he be talking shit,
And it's
he
real. I
had a
mean,
whole girl.
In a way, it's like it's real. Like they could. I mean, some people could relate to it. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like yeah, I don't know.
you don't want to get canceled. He's being
I don't
careful.
wanna get canceled. No, it was actually a genuine question because, like, I mean, I've definitely heard like rappers, what they say, about women. So I'm like, it's just interesting to me how like when women listen to that, what they feel. I guess that's how I should have shaped
I
it.
think I just don't. I think it's so common now that it's like they gonna say it regardless.
I see.
If the beat's cool and it sound good, and I like
go-
them, I
you
probably
gonna
will
vibe
listen
to
to it.
it.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna support what you're saying,
Okay. Yeah.
what's crazy is that most of the time they got a girl.
Facts.
I would be sick. I can't ever talk to another rapper.
Yeah.
I would be sick to my stomach.
See,
Cause what are you? What? Like, oh no. I always wondered that about Lil Durk. I mean, now we know, but I always wondered that about him. I'm like, how do you have all these stories about who you was like messing with, but but you got India? Like, I was always so curious about that, but they be telling on themselves.
She over here on Dirk. Hold on, she.
What
Hey,
were
bro,
you
he
doing?
ain't doing nothing, bro. Don't get my boy caught up. Nah.
You know how many kids he got? He for surely doing something. He's not innocent.
Man, I had a great time on this podcast. I know we have like a couple minutes because I usually don't try to do it over an hour, but we an hour and 23 minutes in. This time we're getting good. I'll take my shoes off. Like, check them out. Check them out, man. We getting comfortable in this
got the
moment.
feet out.
That's like, oh my bad, bro. I didn't mean to put that in your face, bro. My fault. We gonna cut this.
She said, "Ooh."
That boy over there is about to pass out.
You're out of pocket.
Man, anything else you want to say before we cut your screen time?
Tsutai on all platforms.
Not
No,
Tsutai,
we got-
not anything else.
Yes, Tsutai. Got
Tsutai.
new music coming. New everything.
Let's get it.
I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. It was long overdue, but we got it done.
I know.
Let's
We
run it
gonna have
back
more.
soon. Yeah, for
We
sure.
covered the whole game.
Yeah, let's do it. I appreciate you.